And welcome back to Terrafirmacraft. Okay, we have made some progress off camera since the last episode. It is nighttime, so I'm going to close my door. So last time we got the sheep. I'm not sure if I'm going to have any quests. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, it needs me to make basalt bricks. That's weird. Do I have basalt? Yes, I do. So I'll do, just for the sake of, kind of keeping up with my quests, just this quick quest for basalt bricks. It's weird that they would specifically ask for basalt, but whatever. Now we could make bread, but I'm not going to do that right now because that's a lot of work. So what I will, should we do alcohol or leather? I mean. Could have sworn I do have a hide. I guess we'll go ahead with it. So to make leather, what you do is you get your lime water out and you put your hide in the lime water, you seal it, and it's going to make one large soaked hide. In the meantime, I want to show you what I've been doing with my animals and with mining. So here's my little sheep, and as you can see, if I shift, I get that little heart, and it shows me how much they love me. And the white one likes me better than the black one, which is weird because I've been feeding them identically. I wonder, well, maybe there's like a mechanic about when you feed them, or I have no idea why the female likes me better than the male, but that's the way it goes. So I've been feeding them periodically, and once a day typically, and they're getting friendlier and friendlier. I've also been doing a lot of forest removal in this area, and then I built this bridge here, and these two bridges here to create kind of a path that goes like that, and then this kind of just naturally comes down, and then this goes under the mountain here. It's kind of cool, but and then you can just walk over. I'm building a bridge here, as you can probably see there, and then I've also been deforesting this area as well. So, oh, and it's a new day, and so my sheep are in need of feeding. So what you need is a grain. Now you can use either maize or you can use a processed grain, and we do that by putting it on the table like we did, I think, last episode, and then left-clicking it repeatedly until it becomes grain rather than just. You see how this says rice grain? Normally it would just say rice, and then you have to turn it into rice grain. In vanilla, that is to say normal TFC, which is not vanilla, but you would use a knife to create this. But we have the cooking with TFC mod, so that means we have to put it on a flat surface by right-clicking, and then we left-click it until it becomes the grain. Shift and right-click it on the animal, and that creates that familiarized check mark. And this one is now very familiar. This one, I think, needs another day or two, and that's fine. We will continue to do that. As you can see, I've harvested all of my crops in anticipation of winter. We're getting a little bit of freezing and snow at this point. This is ice, and actually this is going to be probably the best way to distinguish between ice water or salt water and fresh water, the different ice patterns. Cool. I'm going to just fill this back in. That was not 100% what I meant to do there, but it doesn't really matter. And I did get a couple of ones there, too. Okay, so, yeah, so you can see where the fresh water and the ice water are. And, it appears to form closer to land, just like in real life. So that's cool. Okay, so let's check on our hide. A hide might be ready. The hides don't take that long, especially when you only have one like I do. But it's not ready yet. So what we're going to do now is I need to create a new pickaxe. I used up my entire pickaxe off camera. So let's just do that real quick. And it looks like I'm going to be running low on axe and scythe soon anyway, so Boy, I need more clay. There's some way up there. Okay, fine, I'll go get that. When it starts to get cold out, you do tend to get more deer. Deer are a constantly spawning game animal that are not finite. They are infinite. And so you can kill them with impunity, and they will simply respawn. And frankly, I'd recommend it if you do come across them to just go ahead and take them out. And there's a skeleton who survived the sunlight there. Got a nice little spring and some clay. This looks like a good, healthy clay deposit. I'm just going to get a little bit because we don't need a ton, but yeah, this is a good, healthy clay deposit here. Okay, so what we're going to do is just quickly make a new pickaxe, and I'll do an axe mold, pickaxe mold, and a scythe mold with one bucket of minerals. I will harvest more clay off camera as well at some point, but I just wanted to get through this so we can, oh, that's neat, so we can proceed with what we were doing. This little river has a nice little current. Actually, I could take it back to my house. This is how a lot of mobs get over to where I live. But yeah, it was, whenever it precipitates now, it's going to be, especially up there, and then on the higher elevations, you can see the little snow on the top of these trees like that. We're going to be getting more and more snow in addition to the ice that we're starting to see here. Oh, and I should also mention that I built 3 chests, and I started categorizing my seeds by nutrient type. A seems to be lacking the most, which is weird. And then I'm going to, off camera, I'm going to look up the ones that I'm missing still. And that way I know what to look for when I go exploring. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, that's actually ready, so let's unseal that and grab that out. We have this large soaked hide. Now what we need to do is we need to prepare the hide. So let's put down a solid block, such as this gravel, which is kind of ugly. Oh, it doesn't work on gravel. Okay. Will it work on this dirt? No, it will not. I think I need like a log or something. Yes, I will use my extra. All these little piles over here are full. Oh yeah, that's a big old chunk of wood. Those are all full of 16 logs per pile, so that's where I've been putting all my wood as I get it. And so we're basically, okay, so I'm trying to get this log. I'm going to grab a hickory as well real quick, but I'm trying to get it so I can get my prepared hide and scrape it. That's the next step in this. We're also going to go ahead and throw the hickory log into this fresh water, seal it quickly, and it turns out it makes tannin, and it doesn't take that long. Now I think I have to actually reposition this log so it's facing laterally, like sideways, before I can scrape the hide. So let's try putting it sideways. That's not what I meant to do. Let me try. That's not. Let me move. Let me use this surface here. Okay, and then I should be able to just put it down. Yes, there we go. Okay, and let's go ahead and scrape this. You just right-click with a knife on the hide, and it turns different colors. You can see there, and that is how you turn a prepared hide into a scraped hide. Then we'll go ahead and click it one more time. It pops off. Grab that, and then you want to go ahead and tape. Put it in a regular freshwater barrel, and that will become a large prepared hide. I guess the first step is make it a soaked hide, then it becomes a scraped hide, then it becomes a prepared hide. Yes, well, after you rinse it, it becomes a prepared hide. So anyway, while we're waiting on the tannin and the prepared hide to pop out, we're going to do a little metal working here. I'm just going to go ahead and make some copper and bronze real quick. We're running low on cassiterite, so I never thought I'd say it. Okay, so what we have here 90 plus 1 cassiterite, and then 18 plus 2 more cassiterite. So that's, it's 18 is 180 plus 2 more cassiterite. So that's 270 plus 3 cassiterites all on the bottom row there. And that's going to give us three ingots of bronze. And then we'll also do 1, 2, 3, 4, 60. That's 90. Okay, that's 1 ingot of copper right there. And unfortunately, I only have 50 more. So I'm going to hold off on making anything with that, but I'll make 1 ingot, why not, with the extra copper there. Or maybe I should just go with brown. Nah, well, yeah, I'm just going to go, actually, I think it's more efficient if I just actually add the extra. So I'm going to put all that in the same guy here. So if I add this, I'm just going to create the extra bronze by adding that, except for now I have an issue. I need a total of 3. Yeah, okay, we're good. Oh, no, we're not good. Well, oh yeah, here, I'll just do this. Put these away. Grab that. That's 30. You know, calculating ores is always a little bit tricky. But here we go. So we've got the 14 times 15. That's 150 plus 210, 310, 370. Did I do the math wrong? Let's try that. So 10 15s is 150. 4 is 60, so that's 210. 310 plus 550 more is 360. Plus 40 is 400. So that's going to create 4 units of bronze. Excellent. Go ahead and put this guy back. Hopefully I did the math right. And now we have exactly 60 units of copper left, which is not enough to do anything with. And then we need to create our mold. So let's do that. And let's create a new pick mold. And let's create a axe mold. And a scythe mold. Okay, and then we'll put the rest away. So that is 3 molds. Now I can simply pour them all while I'm here, and I think I will. But you could also put those in ingot casts. I'm gonna need 1 ingot cast for the remainder. So I'll take that out and put this over here while I'm thinking about it. And then let's see, do I have, I think I do have the required, yeah, easily. Okay. Where did I put my, I need to work on my storage. It's completely disorganized, so just throwing that in there. And then is this all marble? Yes. Let's put all of this in there. Excellent. And then let's get this fire going. Okay, so, and I apologize for the particle effects there. See what I did there is I went ahead and transitioned a full pile into this partial pile. This is my remainder pile. These are all full. Okay, so, and that's just one way you can use to organize your piles. Okay, I'm going to have some squash. How delicious. And then, what was I going to do? Let me check on the sheep. I think in the very near future I'm going to go exploring and see if I can find a... Oh! You know what? Nice. Okay, because she's familiarized with that yellow heart, I just fed them both, and they both went into love mode, and now she's pregnant. That's excellent. Yeah, I'd still like to feed him and get him to the yellow heart that she has. He's still a red heart. She's a yellow heart. So if you get to the yellow heart, you don't lose familiarity over time. It just kind of stabilizes. So that's why I want to get them to there. Okay, and we have the tannin. That's ready to go. Excellent. And then large prepared hide, ready to go. Then you take your prepared hide and you stick it in the tannin, and you get leather. Okay, so let's check. Probably 6 hours to go on this, I'm guessing. Now it is. I guess what we could do, even though I don't have the pickaxe, let me go show you the mine. This is so helpful, this freezing. Because then what I'll do is I'll just segregate off the salt water from the fresh water and see if I can expand it with what I have. And that I'll probably delete a lot of the salt water unless I need it. See how the game mechanics work to fill in the water when they mix. It's weird because I don't know if it's an inherent like locational thing or what the mechanic is to differentiate if it spreads or what. But I went over here and I made a malachite mine. This mine is right here. And I just dug straight down. In TFC, you can dig straight down. And I always put ladders in, and I just do one hole. And then at the bottom, or wherever I decide to get out, I put a barrel. I actually dug farther down, but I put the barrel there to kind of let me know where the level where I detected my ore was. What I did was I simply went along the wall. You can see how it says a large sample of malachite. This is my pro pick. And then it turns to a medium sample up here. So when you want to see where that block is, where it changes. So somewhere between here it changes to large. And I never did find a very large sample, but I did count 12 blocks down from the differentiation between the medium and the large, which tells me that the more or less center of height that I'm looking for was at 12 blocks away, because this detects 25, so 12 is roughly half. So just trust me, if you count to 12, it usually works out pretty well. So then I started digging this, and I used these support beams, dug through here, found all this ore. There's a good amount of it. I dug a little bit, but I haven't dug most of it. I wanted to show you how the ore veins form in this. It's different than in vanilla, obviously. They're huge ore veins that form, and so I was just kind of digging around it rather than digging it up. And then I ran out of durability on my pickaxe, so I stopped. And I was using these support beams every 3 squares, just like this, to keep the ceiling from collapsing, and that worked perfectly. I didn't have any collapses, I don't think. Occasionally, by the way, and I'll probably do some of this on camera at some point, but occasionally you'll find a piece of copper in the ceiling or something. You have to replace it with cobblestone or some other thing, because if there's a air block, then the rock above it could fall and break the supports, and you don't want that. So you do want to replace blocks if you do mine them in your path. The barrel of water at the bottom also provides for water while you're mining down there, so it's a very convenient thing. Okay, so I'm going to go back and check on my hides and my the sheep. And it's going to be morning real soon as well, so that'll be nice. I'm tempted to go show you the cellar and show you what we ended up with for food. I may not. We'll see. We'll see if we get to that. Okay, so that's still working. And then let's check on our sheep. And she's gonna give birth April 2. So you can look that up. It's November. That's 6 months off. And I put these pumpkins. These are so cool. These cooking with TFC pumpkins and melons. They look so nice just laying there. And then you can obviously make them into these jack-o'-lanterns. I think I showed the jack-o'-lanterns last time. By using a knife on them. And then you can left-click them to light them, and they'll stay on for 72 hours. Okay, so let's check on the cast. 1 hour remaining. I could probably bop over to the cellar quick. I did ever so slightly turn decay down finally. It's just one of those things where you don't want to tweak it too much because it'll make it too easy. But, you know, you want to... I think maybe one of the other mods was making decay work really heavy because I was getting these weird outliers where one of them would just be stupidly decayed. But yeah, I actually ended up with a good amount of food for the winter. Again, my policy for trimming my food is to go ahead and trim anything 3% or higher typically. Couldn't get that quest related to the grain to work for some reason. I'm going to keep this rice out because I'm going to need it. And we'll cut that. I probably need to grab some of this food for my journey, but that's pretty much all my food. Why don't I keep this? And let's keep the soybeans as well. I'll put the rest back. Okay, so, and as you can see, it's definitely freezing in here, and the weather outside, I think, is part of the mechanic that gets calculated in this, so the fact that it's getting really cold outside is also a helpful thing. Oh, and it is so daytime, and my casts are so done. Ow. Oh, and I carved this, by the way. I used my chisel. If you have your chisel and your hammer and your toolbar, you can carve blocks. See the little red outline? So that's something to keep in mind. You can only carve certain blocks, though. Okay, so cast. Let's hope it hasn't cooled. Okay, so we're going to grab this and put our units here. It's still liquid. And when we do the ingot, of course, we'll have to cool it down, theoretically. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bronze. Put you back here. If you want to cool that ingot, grab a water. Watch it cool. Grab it back. Get the mold back. That's always good. And then you can set the ingot right on the ground. So I've got copper and bronze going. You're going to need a lot of bronze ingots in this, and probably a decent amount of copper as well, but the bronze especially because, you know, it's a little ways off, but once we make our bloomery, you need, well, you need an anvil. You need a bronze anvil first, and then you need, which the anvil takes 7 times 2, so that's 14 ingots, and there's my extra tools there. I'm going to take this guy with me. Oh. So yeah, you need 14 for the anvil, and then you need 64 for the actual delivery. So you right shift right click the rice onto a flat surface, left click it a bunch of times, and you get processed grain here. And then you can just combine it. And you get some extra straw as well. So I'm going to feed my sheepies. She's good. And actually I think he's good too. You see the outline around that heart? I think that means he's stable. So I think we're good there. These are my 3 food items I'm going to take on my exploration journey. Now I'm not going to do this on camera for the most part unless I run into something interesting. But I'm going to head down south. In the winter it's generally a good idea if you're going to do an exploration trip, head south. North is just going to be a lot of snow and whatnot. So that's not a bad thing if you're hunting animals, but it is not a great thing if you're looking for, let's say, resources. The main thing I need to look for while I'm out and about is I need to find iron. It's not urgent yet, but it will be soon, and so I desperately want to find some iron. Okay, so we're getting a little hungry. Oh, and by the way, I've been killing so many enemies at night that I've leveled up substantially. I'm level 25, which means that my maximum health now is over 1200, and that's with a crappy diet. Yeah, here we go. No dairy at all. A little low on protein as well. So, you know, doing pretty well. But I think I'm going to go ahead and start the exploration now. Probably cut this at some point. But I think... Let me just check and see if I... Nope, no more quests. But I think I'm ready to go, so let's go. I am working on this bridge still. This will be a work in progress. My bridges are pretty easy with the Douglas fir. I just usually do logs straight across and then fill the middle in with planks. I can probably make that more fancy, you know. With lumber, you can actually, like I mentioned earlier, you can just place the lumber in individual slices of wood. So, pretty cool stuff. Oh, the other thing I'm going to keep my eyes out for is, especially once I get out of this marble biome, seaweed, because that's a quest. So, if I see some seaweed, I'll grab it and we'll complete it on the next episode. If I see something interesting that I want to bring you in on, I might make an addendum to this episode and do that. Let's grab that, because we are getting to the point where we're in danger of running low on cassiterite. We've only got 2 stacks of nuggets left, which, you know, is a lot, but could be more. Great, there's only 1. That's nice. More clay, and then we have the slate marble divide here, which I always like to mark on the map so you can get an increasingly clear picture of where those divides are. Slate marble is just straight across, it looks like, more or less. And we're about to get to unexplored territory already, which is so close to home. I wonder about this slate biome, I wonder what kind of rock is under this slate. Because I know under the marble, it's gabbro, and so I'm curious what's under the slate. There are really 2 good ways to find out. The best way is to come across a big mountain, because mountains usually have the secondary rock popping up in the middle of the mountain on the lower parts, and you can usually see it exposed a little bit. This over here is not exactly a big mountain, but it is a area of height that maybe I'll see a little bit of exposed under rock. It doesn't look like it though. So the other method, touch on. Oh, and there is a deer. Let me kill this deer real quick. The other method is to just dig straight down, and what I worry about, to be honest with you, is if I were to simply dig straight down, would I end up getting? Here we go. You get, by the way, with deer, you get hide, tendon, deer bladder, and bone. And we almost crashed there. I don't know if that, yeah, we're still recording. Might have been just a lag spike from the train gen, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and kill these deer, and then let's do an experiment. Let's dig straight down and see if it's gabbro or if it has changed, because I don't honestly know the answer to this, whether when the surface rock changes, the underlying rock must also change. So let's go ahead and just pop down here real quick. And there we go. It's granite under here. So I think we actually had granite underneath. I think the underground biomes must progress a little bit differently, just inconsistently with the top biomes. But yeah, we've got granite here. And I'm just seeing if I can pop into that cave real quick. It doesn't look like it. But we do know that there's a cave down here, so I guess if I really wanted to find that cave, I could spend some time doing that. But I'm going to go ahead and end the episode for now, and we'll pick it up here next time. I'll let you know if I find anything interesting while I'm on the road, and we'll see you next time on TerraFirmacraft. Thanks for watching.